Good day everyone, I am Alexandria Pabualan. So first let us define regionalism. It is an economic interactions to help Asian economies have grown not only richer but also closer together as a result of successful outward-looking growth strategies. The difference of regionalism and regionalizations. Regionalism is the theory of practice of regional rather than the central system of administrations of economic, cultural, or political affiliations, while regionalizations is the divisions of nations into states or provinces. We have here the difference of globalizations and regionalizations in nature, market, and cultural and societal relations. In nature, globalizations promotes integrations of economics across states, borders all around the world, while in regionalizations divides an area into smaller segments. Market and globalizations allows many corporations to trade on international level. It allows free market, while market and regionalizations, monopolies are more likely to develop. Monopoly means one producer controls supply of a good and services, and where entry of new producers is prevented or highly restricted. Next is the cultural and societal relations to globalizations. It is the accelerations to multiculturalism through free and inexpensive movement of people, while cultural and societal relation to regionalizations does not support multiculturalism. Why do countries form regional associations? First is for military defense. The North Atlantic Treaty Organizations, or so-called NATO, was formed to protect Europe from the threat of the Soviet Union. And next is for economic crisis. The ASEAN, along with China, Japan, and South Korea, established an emergency fund that stabilized Asian economies after the rippling effect of the Thai economy's collapse. And next is for resources. Countries need to pool their resources together to make themselves more powerful. So why does country form regional organizations? It is because this is the way of coping with the challenges of globalizations. So Asian regionalizations is not about political planning. It is a product of economic interactions between Asian countries.
Let's talk about Asian regionalism. Asian regionalism is the product of economic interaction, not political planning. As a result of successful outward growth strategies, Asian economies have grown not only richer but also closer together. In recent years, no technology trend have further strengthened ties among them. As of the rise of PRC and India and region growing weight in the global economy. Sa madaling salita, Asian regionalism ay nakakatulong para mapaunlad ang ekonomiya sa Asia. Dahil sa laki ng ekonomiya sa Asia, mas mabilis nakakapag-ugnayan ang iba't ibang bansa at mas napatindi ng paglago ng ekonomiya sa Asia ang pagbabago ng teknolohiya sa nakaraang taon. Marami din nilalaman ang Asian regionalism at yan ang tatalakayin natin ngayon.
In the early stage of Asia's economic takeoff, regional integration proceeded slowly. East Asian economies in particular focus on exporting to developed country markets rather than selling to each other. Initially, they specialized in simple labor-intensive manufacturers as the more advanced among them graduated to more sophisticated products. Less developed economies filled the gap that they left behind. The Japanese economist Akamatsu in 1962 famously compared this pattern of development to flying geese. In this model, economies move in formation not because they were directly linked to each other, not because they followed similar paths. Since these development paths hinge on sequential and sometimes competing to markets outside the region, they did not initially strong economic links within Asia itself. Now, so Asian economies are becoming closely intertwined. This is not because the region's development strategy has changed. It remains predominantly non-discriminatory and outward-oriented. Rather, interdependence is deepening because Asia's economies have grown large and prosperous enough to become important to each other, and because their pattern of production increasingly depend on networks that expand several Asia's economies and involve wide-ranging exchange of part and components among them. Asia is the center of the development of such production networks because it has efficient and transport and communication links as well as policies geared to supporting trade as these new production patterns tie Asian economies closer together. They also boost the international competitiveness of the region's firms.
Hi guys, my name is Rich B. Magallanes and let's talk about importance of regionalism. The concept of regionalism encourages municipalities to look beyond their borders and recognize that working together to improve an entire area will ultimately benefit each locality within it. Positive effects of regionalism. Positive regionalism fosters a sense of pride in one's root and culture. Regional movements have often helped the art and culture of many underserved regions thrive by increasing their exposure through local emphasis. What are the effects of regionalism? Regionalism frequently promotes both bank politics and undermining national integration. If promoted aggressively, regionalism has the potential to undermine the time-tested fabric of unity and diversity. Positive regionalism fosters a sense of pride in one's root and culture. What impact does regionalism have on the country's economy? Where areas open regionalism encourage global trade liberalization, close regionalism has frequently resulted in economic warfare and in some cases military conflict. However, open regionalism faces the challenges of coordinating the diverse economic policies of many countries. What are the disadvantages and advantages of regionalism? What are benefits and drawback of regionalism? The benefits of regionalization, according to the key findings, including access to new culture, access to new talent, access to new markets, and increased capital flow. On the other hand, disadvantages include high investment, perplexing legal system, foreign worker explosion, and internal recruiting.
What are the benefits of Asian regionalism? First, life quality is improved. Transportation, the business, housing, workforce, and social activity in our region cut across the country lines. Today, more than half of the people in our area live and work in various countries. A planned approach that connects various systems and geographical location is regionalism. In the end, this links people to additional options for housing, transportation, and education, as well as more job prospects and improved social centers. Second, solves large and complex issues. Some issues are too large for any one unit of government to tackle alone. Central China has the experience, data, and expertise to lead holistic area-wide planning. Our broad regional lens allows us to plan for a future variant downtowns, walkable center, better connected transit, more efficient infrastructure, and better delivery of goods and service. Third, protects the interests of all. Our regional framework considers how all our towns, cities, and countries are linked economically, socially, and geographically. We can objectively weigh how one county's decision could impact neighboring countries and provide more holistic solutions. Fourth, efficiency and effectiveness are improved. Local governments are encouraged by regionalism to collaborate and pool their resources. By working together, and all government, large and small, may take part in more effective planning. Additionally, it increases the money to provide better results. In turn, this enables local government to provide service and meet demands within their communities more successfully. Backgrounders of the region. When local governments use our regional platform to define regional goals, centralize and develop into a unified voice for the area. We use that collective voice to advocate for laws and funding at the state of federal levels in order to advance the shared interests of the region. Additionally, it coordinates efforts at the local, state, and federal level to boost effectiveness and ensure that planning is done in accordance with the interests of people.
Regions are geopolitical representations that are built to help people think about and organize economic and security relations around the world. This article discusses the geographical concept of region. Regions in geography are areas that are broadly divided by physical characteristics, human impact characteristics, and the interaction of humanity and the environment. And these are the kinds of regions. Number 1 is formal region. Formal region is a geographical area that is homogeneous and uniform according to a predefined criterion. This criterion may be defined by common attributes. The formal region definition refers to specific type of region defined by a very uniform attribute found throughout the entire region. And the second one is the geographical region. Geographical region is an area of land that has common features. A region can be defined by natural or artificial features. Language, government, or religion can define a region, as can forest, wildlife, or climate. And the third one is a perceptual or vernacular region. Is defined by feelings and prejudices that may or may not be true. It can be viewed as how people think about or perceive a region based on factors that may reflect the truth, such as the Bible Belt or Hability region.
Regionalization is the process of transferring power from the central government to the regions for a better applications of the principles of subsidiarity. Within the framework of national or federal unity, regionalizations or land classifications can be observed in various disciplines. The purpose of regionalism is to replace the central role of the nation, states in international relations by the region. The example of economic globalization includes free trade areas, custom unions, common markets, and economic unions. Regionalism encourages local government to pool resources, talents, and efforts. Collaborating in this way creates more effective planning that all governments, both big and small, can participate in. It also creates a larger budget to deliver stronger results.
Regionalism versus globalization. One may describe regionalization as the bottom-up, spontaneous process. Comparatively, regionalism is described as the political desire to establish a formal agreement among states on a geographically constrained basis. Why is regionalism important in globalization? The development of a regional state, which takes the place of nation-states, is theoretically the result of globalization process. In this scenario, the regional state places the nation-states, lowering the total number of nations and fostering the development of a world economy.
What countries form regional association? Immediate result for countries from region association regionalism. The regional organization include African Union, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, Council of Europe, European Union, League of Arab States, Organization of American States, Pacific Islands Forum, Southeast Association for Regional Cooperation. What countries form a regional association? They have been established to foster cooperation and political and economic integration or dialogue among states or entities within restrictive geographical or geopolitical boundary. Forming a regional organization could provide a self-help mechanism for these newly independent countries, enabling them to concentrate on nation building and economic development. Forming a regional organization could also provide more weight to their collective voice in the international.
Asian regionalism helps the Philippines sa pamamagitan ng pag-export ng kanilang mga produkto sa ating bansa upang ma-develop ang isang market dito. Gaya ng mga produktong pampagkain or mga personal equipment, gaya ng mga bulak, ganun, sa ibang bansa na kinukuha na nakikipagkalakalan tayo sa kanila para may maibenta tayo dito sa ating bansa na madedevelop ang isang market. Nakakatulong din ng Asian regionalism sa pag-improve ng mga job skills, yung mga trabaho, sa mga naghahanap ng mga trabaho, nakakatulong din sila dito. Asia contributes to the advancement of the Philippines as a whole because the incredible support from the Southeast Asian nations. The country is better prepared for globalization, with the Filipinos' way of life eventually improved. It will be no surprise of the economic contains to perform well in the next few years. Asia is one of the main reasons why the Philippines is a good and stable space, and potential investors, businessmen, and its citizens need us to worry about the country's stability.